back again. This a Friday, and I got Lady Suad here. She hasn't been on Facebook for a while now.
Long time.
For a long time. And we're gonna talk about her book, a brand new book, Fortify Your Youthful Man. Oh, I was telling
You're
my
talking
book.
about your book.
All right, so the book title is The Silence of Millions, the silent voice of millions. So that means she's talking for people who have fallen in love, who have gone through pain, and they have gained their power, and they are happy. And so, Lady Suad, you're welcome to, what do you say, LXP or LXP on Friday. This is going to be LXP on Friday.
It is Friday.
Yeah, so Friday. Friday, bank holiday.
Yeah.
All right, so you're welcome to my page.
Hello, everyone. Oh, yeah, I know it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I don't know when, but it's been a long time. So I'm back. Yeah.
All right, so she's happy to be here today.
Absolutely.
It's so amazing to have you here today.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right, so today we're coming to talk about, like, your book. You were saying that you shouldn't let marriage, having children, stop you from your dream. What do you mean by that, Lady Suad?
Oh, goodness. Because, look, whatever that I spoke about in my book, I went through, So, when I say that, I came to the point that, oh my goodness, I've wasted a lot of time because I was thinking that, giving birth and getting married, that's the end of it, because we brought up like that, isn't it? Yeah. Like for the ladies who are watching now.
You brought up like that. We didn't. We didn't
okay,
brought up like that.
But what I'm saying is, like, normally, like, as women, we brought up like that you get married and that's the end of your life, and that was my thought, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's kept me for a long time just thinking, oh, kids and, raising them. It's a good thing though. Raising your kids and taking care of them and just being there for them all the time. But at the same time, you don't forget about your own dream, your own self, that you want to do something about your life. Yeah.
So what about the people who says my kids are my life?
Well, it's a good thing. As I said, it's a good thing. My kids are.
I think your viewers want to see your hand. Like,
it's a good thing. This is what I always say. My kids in my life. For everyone that knows me, for people that they know me, like, personally, they know, like, my kids are everything to me. And what made me stop all of these years not doing anything, which is, I can't say my kids, and I want them to be a good kids, and I want them to, I want them to be in a good place. But lately I realized that, why I couldn't do both. I could do this and do that at the same time, rather than me stopping my life. They're gonna grow up and do their own things anyway. So with them at the same time, I can do my own things as well. And it's not going to stop me for being a good mom or feeling guilty. I used to feel guilty, that's why, if I'm doing something for myself. So I'm like, oh no, I'll just do for the kids.
Oh, you used to feel guilty doing something for yourself?
I used to, really.
Wow.
Really, I used to feel very guilty. If I'm out with friends, yeah, that's me.
I like the book though, it's so amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
The power of a Muslim woman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I used to feel very guilty when I do something for myself. If I'm going out with friends, or if I start studying and I just miss out on something, like, if I didn't cook dinner or if I didn't clean the house, I'm like, oh God, that's my duty. I'm supposed to be doing that, But I realized after that, I can do both. If things slip behind a little bit, that's not the end of the world. It can still be done later, but there's something important for me to do before, like the cooking and cleaning and all of those things.
All right. So, kids are the most expensive, like, one of the most expensive things or human beings in the world.
I know.
And they are unpredictable. You don't know that they were gonna grow up to look after you, or
Yeah.
they will just mind their own business. So why do we, as parents, need to spend a lot of time on the kids where we can set an example to them? And so you mentioned that in your book.
Yes, look, as I said, kids are very expensive. For us looking after them and at the same time looking after ourselves, I thought, now I don't have that, I don't have that mindset anymore. But I thought before that, you have to do only one things, because if you're doing both, obviously you're missing out on something. That's what I used to think. Like, look, we have to tell the truth. You will be missing out on some of the things, but not
you
the
have to
most
tell the
important
truth.
thing.
No.
Of course, it's not like the most important thing ever, because as you said, you don't know, those kids will grow up. You don't know what they will turn out to be like. And we just hope that God bless us all and our kids, and they turn out to be good human, just good human. Okay, but you don't know that when the process, that when they are growing up, you don't know that. So what will keep you attaching too much to them and forgetting about your own self? As you said, you can set an example for them, like you guys can do both things at the same time. And if something went wrong, or if something just went behind a little bit,
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But one thing too I've noticed is, both, let's say it's we from Africa, our parents, they spend a lot of time on us. Like, the kid, they take you to private school, even though they can't afford it, they will take the
Hello,
kid to
Clarice.
they will take the kid to private school.
Yeah.
And this kid will grow up, probably when you are young, you go to private school till you get to high school, and they couldn't afford high school private school, so they take you to government school. Yeah. And in the long run, you don't end up being who they want you to be.
Yeah.
And even if you end up to be, let's say, 40 or 30 years, you get your family. Yeah. And that's when they are old. They expect you to look after them. But you are making a new family, and so you need to look after your family. So they go like, oh, so all what I did, I haven't got anything out of it.
Yeah, that's why I think we need to change this mindset. Me personally, now what I'm doing is I need to take it out of my mind. So whatever that I'm doing for my kids, I just have to think, okay, I'm doing it for them. No matter what, they will grow up to be. If they're gonna look after me, that's all what we need, isn't it?
Yeah.
But if it didn't happen, I don't have to be upset. Okay? Why I don't have to be upset? That's why you don't have to hold yourself back. You do whatever you feel like you want to do in your life, but at the same time, you take care of your children. Okay? Because once they grow up and they have their own family, you're not gonna feel bad for yourself, or you're not gonna regret it after that, saying, oh my goodness, I wasted a lot of time, and I had a lot of dreams, and I just left them for the kids because I want to raise my kids. So if you do both of them at the same time, that will be great. Because if they look after you, or they didn't look after you, well, let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. If they didn't look after us, obviously we'll feel a bit sad.
You will, because
okay,
let's say, hold on. Let's say this kid, by the time they are 30, you are 60.
Yeah.
You don't have that strength anymore.
Yeah.
And you're struggling. And so you expect them to look after you. Meanwhile, they got married. If they are guys, they got married. They have new kids. They want to impress their kids and their wives. And so it's just like, the leftover is given to you. Yeah. And that's where you need your son or your daughter to look after you. But your daughter has already brought somebody into this world to look after the person. So what I think to what you are saying is, we don't need to waste too much time because we says we got kids, we can't do this. We need to have time for our kids. I'm not saying you don't have time for your kid, but what I'm trying to let you know is that it doesn't matter whether you have children or not. Your dreams is your dream.
Absolutely.
And if you achieve your dream, or you get to that level, your kids will copy from you.
Yes.
Because the kids copy for the first 8 years, whatever we do, whoever we are.
Yes, you're right.
And so if you get broke because of having children, then you will get broke when you are old, when you expect your children to help you because
Yeah.
they are helping their family. It's like Australia,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah.
You buy a mortgage, by the time you get to 60 years, if you're still paying it, your kids will be that age, your kid also have a mortgage. So how do you expect your kid to pay his mortgage or her mortgage with
And
your mortgage?
no, they're doing the same thing. You're right. Yeah. It's very hard. It's very hard, really. But this is just life. This we have to balance things around. You look after yourself and you do whatever that you have to do. You follow your dreams, but at the same time you give time to your children. I'm not saying you just let them go and just do whatever they want to do, because you would regret it as well.
Yeah, and,
So,
and one thing, guys, you need to know is that taking care of your kids it's a bonus, and
absolutely.
they taking care of you in the long run is a
Yeah.
blessing. It's
Yeah.
a choice though. They have the choice to say, "No, I don't care. I don't want to look after my dad. It's my business." So don't get upset
Don't
when
get
they
upset.
when they get to that point.
Yeah.
When they get to that point, because most people think it should be hand go hand come. Now,
Yeah.
your hands is controlled by yourself, but your kids' hands are controlled by themselves, and maybe the woman in the corner there.
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
And so don't think that I'm spending all my money on my kid instead of investing in yourself as well as a person. Then you become somebody in future. You won't struggle. You won't need your kids to give you money before you eat. You will eat whether they are here or not. So this is the things that we are trying to let you know, that kids are expensive. That's why most successful people, they succeed before they have kids. But for us,
Yes.
we had the kid before we want to succeed. So it's not a joke.
And after that was
Even adding the two together, it's not a joke though. Being a mother and
it's not.
or even a
It's very
father
hard.
to achieve your dreams.
Yeah.
Because the kids don't understand. That's what you need to know. Kids don't understand.
Absolutely.
All right. So like as a Muslim woman,
yeah.
you think it's possible for a Muslim woman like you, who is making it possible?
I'm trying.
Coming up with your own book, helping people, doing speaking, and even next month, you're on Victoria University doing a speaking engagement.
I'm gonna speak next week.
Do you think you find it easy? Did you find it easy?
No, it's not easy. Even just starting the process is not easy at all. But you need to have the right mindset to start though. You can't just jump like that and start it. You need to have the right mindset, and you need to take the action. You need to take the action and say, you know what, I'm doing it. It has to come from you. So no, and I say it's not easy. But at the same time, if you are in a relationship, that means that person has to be supportive enough for you to do both at the same time. Because at this stage, you need two hands to work together around the children, around the house, because you will be doing whatever that you're doing that's good in your life. You need support of the husband and the partner, whoever that the person that in your life. You need the support of that person. If he's not supportive, that's when things will be really, really hard.
Yeah, but some guys, they don't want their women to be successful.
That's the thing. That's the
thing. What about that?
Yes, that's the thing. This is when I get really upset because if they look at it in this way, like as long as she's happy, you are happy. This is just from my point of view. As long as your woman,
a happy life.
Yes, as long as your woman is happy, you are the man. You are happy as well. Okay, because if I want to, like, take me as an example. If I want to do something and he's not supportive, it will always be at the back of my mind all the time. I will be thinking about it, even if it's not, every single day. I will be thinking about it, like maybe after a few months, after 1 year, I'll be thinking like, oh God, it's there, it's inside me. You can't take it away. Okay, and as long as it's there, it's gonna annoy me, if that's the right thing to say. It's gonna annoy me, like I wanna do it. If it's not supportive, this is gonna bring us to a point that we're not on the same page. We're not together anymore.
Yeah, but some like I'm African, so let me talk about African. Like me, I'm from Africa, and we've been raised that men are superior than women.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah.
And so for me to come down, or for African to come to that level that a woman needs to be more powerful than him, especially in your culture, it's a big thing.
It is.
It's a big thing. So for him to support you, or for any African to support another the wife, it's a big thing. Don't you think so?
It is. It is very big thing. That's why we're trying to teach people, and that's one of those things that actually break families, because we are not on the same page. We are not speaking the same language at home, and if that is not happening, that we are not going
somebody
into.
has put something there. I just wanna hold on for a sec. Let me read what he's saying here. All right, you go ahead.
Yeah, so I think when that happened, we're not on the same page, and as long as we're not on the same page, we're not doing something for the family, because as I said, it will just be there, and it's been there for me all the time. So I think the husband need to be really, really supportive for their wife to do whatever they want to do in their life, and if it's like me going through a little bit of pressure, you still have to go through it, because look, we have to face it. Life is not easy. We have to go through a little bit of pressure, to feel like things are going well. Yeah.
All right. So we got Latif here. Latif Mohammed is one of the guys that I know is in Egypt now.
Okay.
He said this, that it's not compulsory. I'm paraphrasing what he said. It's not compulsory to have children.
Yeah.
You need to have a solid foundation before having children.
Yeah.
But Latif, let's come this way. Our tradition, our culture, if you get close to 30 and you don't have children, your mother, your family, everybody is coming on you. Absolutely. And it's a mindset. That's why we're trying to develop another, create awareness about our mindset. We have this mindset that when you get to this age, you need to have children.
You need to be married at that age.
Yeah, you need to be married. And even if you're not married, Muslims, sometimes they force you into marriage.
Yeah.
And when you go, what do you expect? There will be children.
Absolutely.
And having the children, we got the mind that, having your children, all your time needs to be built on the children.
Yeah.
And so we spend all our resources, everything on the children. By the time we get to 60, we got nothing to show off.
Yeah.
And all what we got, if you are in Australia, you got a mortgage, which you are still paying. Even you are 60 years, you are still paying. And your kids will go and get their own mortgage. But if you are in Africa, you got nothing to show off. Your kids will go to school. If they are guys, they meet a beautiful lady like Clarice. And
hello, Clarice.
They meet a beautiful lady like Clarice, and the rest is history.
Yes.
You get what I mean? Yeah. So we understand where we're coming from. That's all what we are trying to say, that the next generation need to learn from it. It doesn't, and now, even though you have the children, it doesn't need to stop you for becoming whoever you want to become, for becoming any person you want to be. So that's what Latif is saying.
Yeah. He's actually right. But at the same time, as you said, this is our mindset. This is the way we brought up. This is the way, they don't even have to teach you this. Did you realize that?
No, you
don't have to teach you, because you're just born into it. Straight away, you get into it. And, you know by yourself. I don't know how you know that. Isn't it that strange?
But that's what I'm saying.
Because you know it.
You copied everything from your parents. Well, it's a custom. And
you know yourself at what age you should be married, what age and straight away, as soon as you get married, you need to have that first child. And if you didn't have that first child the first year, you've been panicking, because everybody will be waiting for you. Where is it? Where is it? Like, you will be thinking, what is it? Maybe it's coming. Really, because that's there. You know, we're already on it, and as soon as you get married, this is what you expect to happen.
And there's another way that I've thought of. There's another way that I have come up with. Is that we believe that the best thing we have in life is the 3 basic needs in life. food and water, shelter and clothing. So if you can get that thing, that three things, that's it. That's the end of your life, because you can get a place to sleep, you can get food to eat, and you can get clothes to wear. And so we think that is all what we are in this planet for.
And it's very sad. This is the truth. You know, as long as we have, doesn't matter what kind of a house we have. We just think, okay, and we still have to say thank God for that. You know, we have to always be appreciative, and we have to always say thank God for whatever that we already have. Okay, but that does not mean we have to think of something bigger for our life. You know, because this is the basic human right,
Yeah.
to eat, and you have clothes, and you have shelter to live in, whatever kind of a shelter that is. But of course, if you have money, you'll have more.
Yeah.
A better one.
Yeah, a better one. And
Yeah.
and even listeners here, look at people that lives in overseas, like back home. We are in Australia, so we still overseas. Look at how, because of the environment, we can't think far. We can't
No.
think beyond our environment.
No.
And so if these people live in a ghetto, most of the time they become criminals, they become they become violent people and all this stuff. And look at the people that lives in those houses we are talking about.
They're very happy all the time. Well, to be honest, I just want to say a joke before we go. We traveled to one of the African countries, and I have my kids out with me. So my boy asked me, why everybody's angry? I swear to God. And it's not like it's not like everybody was angry, but this is just the way they look.
Yeah, their face.
This is just, they're so tired. They've been drained out. So as you say, and this is what you're just saying, you know, you don't live the life that you want.
Yeah, because I think, we black people, let's come here. We black people, we've been taught that in life we need to be less. We've never been taught that you go to school and become a business owner. You go to school and become a great person.
Yeah.
We always been taught, go to school, get a job, and feed your family. That's it.
Yes.
But I always tell my kids, you're going to school to learn how to read and write, how to apply the knowledge you got, and become a business owner. You're not going to school to work for somebody.
For somebody else.
So the way, as you said, the way we grew up with it, and you just copied it.
You just find yourself into it. And what
you,
you're saying now, what you're saying right now, if people ask me, people that I talk.
Yeah.
This is what I do for life. If you guys want to know what I do, I talk. I talk, and I get paid. Okay.
Yeah.
So back in my home, so everybody was asking me, really, what are you doing? So, to be honest, honestly, they're asking me, what are you doing? What do you do? What?
Yeah. Why are you on Facebook?
Yes. And I said, I talk. And they're like, no. The actual job you do and you get paid. And I said, this is what I do. I talk and I get paid. I'm like, that's not a job. Really? I'm like, that's a job. For me, it's a job.
Yeah, but one thing too, we Africans, we're not privy to, is that motivation is a job.
Yeah.
Motivating someone, it's a job, because you need to learn it, you need to have experience before you come up with it.
Absolutely.
And coaching someone is a job. But they think, why you need motivation?
Yeah.
You need motivation. It's like bathing. Zig Ziglar said, as far as you know that you need to have shower, because if you don't have shower, your body is gonna stink. Your body is gonna stink. Same as motivation. If you don't have motivation, you're gonna lose. You're gonna grow up to demand less in life.
Yeah.
You're gonna think that you are meant for less, nothing more.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? When we come to your culture, they believe that women are meant to be less.
Yes.
And so if a woman is trying to pop up, it become a big deal. Where are you from? Who are you? Are you a woman or a man?
Absolutely.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
But I always says women need to be given the opportunity to grow.
to do whatever they want to do.
Women are more than men in this world. Why are we trying to push them down?
Yeah.
That's what I always says, and I always make sure I give women opportunity, like giving you opportunity. You know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
so
you, yeah.
It doesn't matter where you find yourself. You need to have positive mind. You need to grow.
Absolutely.
Your parents didn't make it because they didn't have the privilege to know what we are talking about now. So you do. So you need to grow up. And thanks so much for going out there, like, you know, spreading the good news.
You're very welcome.
But I know there's been warning and all of that stuff, but you know, we will still go through it.
Absolutely.
That's what people need to know.
Yeah.
If a woman decides to be who she wanna be, let her be.
Let her be, absolutely.
But
as long as this is the right thing to do for her.
Yeah, for her.
For her, you know, when I say the right thing, don't misunderstand it, because maybe the right thing for you is not the right thing for me.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So if she thinks that's the right thing for her to do, and for us as Muslims, we say it doesn't have to be the haram thing to do. You know? As long as the right thing is good for her, let her do it. Yeah. Why are you stopping it? You don't have to see that as the right thing anyway, but if it's good for her, I think that what you supposed to let her go.
Yeah, I understand. But you know, some husbands think that if they get married to you, they got your life. What about that?
I know. Oh my God. They just own you. You are like everything. That's it. That's the end of your life. And I always
You are like they are McDonald's.
Yeah. They own you.
My kids will say fillet fish burger.
Guys, this is what I always want to say. With your woman, yes, you are married. Yes, she's everything to you. Yes, you want her to listen and everything. But I always say, it's not like you bought her. It's not like, yes, of course you paid money. I know you in your mind, like, I paid money and stuff, but this is what you're supposed to be doing as a man. Okay, but for you to imagine that, like, you know, she just have to go the way that you want her to go. She have her own life, you know, and you just have to think about that. She's a human being. Before she can be, you know, a daughter to anyone or a wife to anyone or a mother to anyone, she's a human being. So give her the basic, you know, right for human being, that she have to choose whatever she wants to do as long as it's right for her. And you guys have to come and sit down and get into like a solid ground between both of you and talk it out, you know. Otherwise, if you are just thinking, and this is the other thing with our African men, sorry, I have to refer to our African men all the time.
No, don't refer to me.
To our African men, that they don't want to sit down and talk. You know, we don't want to talk. I don't know
because
why.
we fall in it. We just copied it.
Yeah, that's the thing. And you know, if you knew that having a conversation with your wife, having a conversation with your partner is the most important thing, and it could be you can solve a lot of problems just from that, just from sitting down and having a really good conversation about it. You know when you start and you be in love at the beginning, you like really passionate, and you know you can speak until the morning. Really, people do. But what happens when you get married? What happened? When is that passion? Where is that? You know that you want to sit down and you want to talk. Where is it? No. That's the time you need it. That's the time you need to sit down and to have a good conversation with your woman. Yeah.
So that's what we're gonna have for you guys. You know, it's been a long journey to get Lady Suad back on Facebook again, and for her to share her view on inside her book. You know, so you need to grab a copy of this book, and the title is "The Silent Voice of Millions." So she's speaking on behalf of millions of people or women out there who are going through what she's gone through. Like, you know, having a kid in a car, it's a big thing in Australia. But she had a kid in a car. And so you need to know that she's gone through a lot. And it's about time. It's about time. Women need to change their mindset that they're less being in life. And you know, one thing Africans or black people in Australia, you need to be aware that if there's in case of emergency, you will hear women and children. Then after dog and cat.
No.
Then after you will hear properties. Then before that, the men. So you are the last in the bottom. That's why the women, if we treat them so bad from overseas, when they come here and they learn the system, they become like, wow, so I got that power in me.
That's when they're like, really? I have all of this and you've been doing all of that. That's why you have to treat her well from the beginning.
Yeah. So guys, I support her, like, you know, not everything though, but I support her in some of the things that she's been saying and how she's been going out there to encourage women to become themselves. There are women who are leaders in the world. So you need to learn it. Whatever you want, you can achieve it. It doesn't matter whether you're a woman or whoever. You can do it. But men, we've been privileged that men can do it. So we need to support our women if they want to do it. If a woman want to succeed in life, support her. Yeah. If she succeed, you succeed. It's the family.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know,
so don't
it's the family. Don't be scared. But you know, one thing men are scared of is, especially if a woman is doing trade. Like, you know, we think another man will snatch you from us. What about that?
Well, that's when you are not doing your job. You know, that
what job?
I've talked about this a lot all the time. You know, when you're scared that if my woman went outside there, somebody else is gonna snatch her from me. That's mean you are not secure enough. You know yourself. There's a lot of things you should be doing, but you are not doing it. That's why you want to keep her in that cocoon all the time. She can't be a butterfly. She have to be there, because if she went outside there, you know yourself, somebody else gonna see the good thing that in her that you didn't see it. And obviously, to be honest, if somebody else out there saw the good things and me, and the husband did not see it, that's when, just be honest.
Guys, don't listen.
That's when a lot of bad things will happen. From the cheating, and it will come down, the feeling for another person and not for the husband. So I think before your woman walk out of the door, you need to make sure that you're doing your job. You're doing 110% that, to protect your relationship with her. And what I mean by that, it's not just the financial, because the financial you have to do it anyway. I mean emotionally. Probably that person, did you realize sometimes you go out there and you like a person that doesn't have anything? Truly. But that person really, feel you emotionally. That's when the husband or the partner does not do enough. So if you are scared, that means there is something there, you're not doing it. So you have to jump in and do it. And when she walk out of the door, you have to be confident that you filled up all the areas and she's coming back to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So guys, you need to do your homework.
Absolutely.
Before you let your wife go to Dubai and start buying things from Dubai, you need to do your homework.
Absolutely.
Target her. They got this camera, you can put it in her bag.
I didn't say that.
Is that what you say?
No.
Put the camera inside the bag.
No.
And
no.
What?
I didn't say
buy her a watch. There's camera in the watch. This watch.
No.
So buy her. Is that not what you're saying?
No, it's not what I'm saying.
So what are you saying then?
Okay. I have to explain myself. He knows what I'm saying, but he wants me to explain more.
Explain yourself.
Okay? What I'm saying is you have to give enough love and you have to give enough support. Okay, so it's not like you are following her, and it's not like you you have to be like a police after her all the time and to see where is she, and that's too much. That's annoying.
But okay? I need to call you. Hey, where are you?
Of course, you need to call me. But it's not like you were scared. No, it's not like all the time. You have to be confident enough that she's going out there. You already did whatever it takes to protect her feelings. For whatever as a guy outside, because there's a lot. If you don't see her that way, other person will see the good in her. So I just want guys to know this. If you see your woman in a different way, believe me, there is a lot of things that inside her you didn't see it. When she goes outside there, when she start expressing herself, and when she start doing good, and you don't see it, somebody else out there will see it, and probably, hopefully, and she's she will somehow, fall with that person. All I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, though. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying this is just the reality, and we just have to face it.
All right, Kuku watching. Kuku Spencer he says, "Good morning from London, sir." Good morning, Kuku. And Kwekwe, what's up, brother? Desmond, all good, doc. All right, so guys, we gotta end up here. Time is now on our side. You know, we need to do some bit of more stuff around the corner here.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, you know, for having the time to be with us. But as I said, your woman going to Dubai, put the watch on. Give her the watch.
That's not what I said.
That's what you give her the watch. Make sure you tag. You know, women have this tag they put on their hair. Put a camera in her. Watch her.
Rather than the camera, put more love into the heart.
Oh, all right. So we gotta put more love
That's
on the
the end of
camera.
it. No, only love.
All right. So before I go, there was a question here that I want to find out. How do you know? As you said, you need to know your woman. You need to know, if you don't know what good is inside her, she will go out there and somebody will say it. Like when I met you and you needed a coach, like the way I motivate you, I encourage you and I push you to this level now.
Yeah.
And we're still going because we are aiming high.
Absolutely.
So what your partner didn't see in you and I saw in you?
Probably he saw everything, but at the same time he doesn't want me to do it, you know, because as I said, men sometimes they're scared when you women go outside there, you know, somebody else will discover her, and that, you know, you're scared for your own safety now, you're scared for your own relationship. That's me, there's a lot of things that a lot of homework haven't been done. So she's just there and I was just there. I'm gonna talk about myself. I was just there. He knows that, you know, she can go out there, she can do a lot of things, she's smart enough, she's this and that. But at the same time, the controlling, you know, that I have to control her because I don't want her to do that, because I know that thing is good. And this actually what most of the, you know, men, not all of them, most of them, that's what they will think. You know, I have to control, thinking that if I control her, and she doesn't have to finish her study, or she doesn't have to go to university, or all of those stuff, you know, she will just end up like that. And sadly, a lot of women just end up like that. But as I said, if you have it in your mind, if you have it inside you, that's you, it will just come up one day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, like, you know, let's come here. This is a secret. I just want to bring it up. when I met Suad, like, you know, she told me a story and it was interesting. I love the story, and we need to make a book out of the story and make her who she is. But I told her we need to go to Facebook and start your social media.
Oh God!
And can you imagine? Suad cried when I said you need to put your photo on Facebook.
Yes,
she cried.
I
So
did.
what was that? Was it a mindset thing or what?
Yes, it is. To be honest, I did cry. To be honest, I was crying like, oh God, please, no, look, we're not doing this, because I didn't used to it. And that time I just started Facebook. It's like 3 years ago. So I'm pretty new on Facebook. But at the same time, I'm like, no, women shouldn't put their photos on Facebook, because that's considered as like not a good thing to do for women, especially for us. I don't know, but especially for, I don't want to say just Sudanese people, but I think all the, you know, Arab and African
Muslim community,
yeah. You know, that consider as that maybe just especially maybe just for us Sudanese people, we don't believe that putting your photo on Facebook, that's a good thing. That's considered as a bad thing for you. And I got a lot of friends requests after that when I put my photo on Facebook, which is actually, when I thought about it, it's just normal. You know, you don't have to be a bad person to be on Facebook. But to be honest, it took me a lot of time to even go live.
A lot of crying.
Yes, a lot of crying. Really, I was really just like crying, and I was like, oh my God, I'm not gonna do this. Oh, so it was very hard for me. But now, as you can see, so.
Do you remember we went for the photo shoot?
Yes.
Yeah, you didn't even want to do it.
No. Yeah. No.
So it's all about mindset, guys.
Yeah.
Like being on social media is like being on like traditional TV. So
absolutely.
Now, instead of you waiting for the long list to be on TV, you can be on TV on your phone.
Yeah.
For somebody to watch you if they believe in what you are saying. All right. So now you need to say goodbye to your Muslim community to understand that you still speak your Arabic.
Yes,
and
I
you
do.
haven't got rid of it because you live in Australia.
Yeah.
And, and
Yes.
by the way, she's half North Sudan and half South Sudan. That's why she looks like this.
Yeah.
And so she's still a Sudanese.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
And last week she went to the Sudan community to give a speech at Keysborough. Yeah, Keysborough. So we're still pushing. So if you want her to come in your event, just inbox me and let's take it from there. Or you can inbox her. You know, when you started Facebook, we got like 1,000 people watching your video, 2,000 people.
I know.
And so there's no harm in trying. Just give yourself a shot to go.
I will be at Victoria University
on the 8th of October.
On the 8th,
on the 8th of October.
I'll be talking about my book.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about her book and talk about mental health.
Yeah, so that's like a women event. It's great. So I'll be there, and from here I just want to say thank you very much for my best friend Carmelina. She always been there for me, you know, helping me and trying to, you know, put me out there. And I got a lot of opportunity actually, just knowing her. Okay.
She went on XBX.
Yes, yes, I did. I went on TV and I went on radio like 3-4 times. So it's been a great journey, great for me. Okay. So I just want to say thank you so much, guys, for your support. You know, taking the time and just being here. And I'm back again. I know it's been a long time, but I'm back again. You know, sometimes you get dragged by.
You remember when you started Facebook? Before you started, I came with you live.
Yes, that was the first one.
You went on that. So the reason why she's here today is I want her to go back to Facebook live. So
he's encouraging me.
Now I'm the coach. I brought her live. So from here, she's gonna start doing live.
Yes,
guys, thanks for having patience with her.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much.
So tell your Arabic people and my Arabic people, Assalamu alaikum.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. خلاص جينا لنهاية اللايف، وإن شاء الله هعمل لايف تاني يكون بالعربي زي ما اتعودت إنه أعمل لايف بالعربي واحد بالإنجليزي، بس الليلة بالإنجليزي عشان معايا الكوتش. اوكي. وبالنسبة للناس اللي بيسألوني اوكي have to say this. بالنسبة للناس اللي بيسألوني عن الزول ده على طول on my page الزول ده هو الكوتش. لما نقول الكوتش يعني معناته هو مثلا اللي بيقول لي اعملي ما تعملي، امشي ما تمشي، يعني في خصوص الشغل والكلام ده كله. زي ما مثلا الناس عندها كوتش للكوره، كوتش للسباحه والكلام ده، وهو باعتباره كوتش لللايف. So what I'm saying is coach, he's my coach and mentor. So he's the one that directs me, like go, you know, left or go right or do this and do that. So he's my coach. So if he's there in my page all the time, so because this person is great.
Thank you.
He's a great person.
Thank you. You know, guys, me too. I'm coming to speak my language because I just heard God say, "Na abaditina wenke ukrum kasanal." You know, ladies. yeah. So thank you so much for having the time to be with us. You know, we're from Tadi, what's up there? And you lost that.
Yeah, I know.
All right. So into your dance there in your time, Alicia, or Facebook Live, and my student in you're going to be Ghana very soon. I'm saying I'm gonna take you to Ghana.
We
very
will.
soon.
We will.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take her to Ghana very soon, and we're gonna do bigger things over there. Thank you all guys for having the time to watch us and share the video. Tell a friend to tell another friend. It doesn't matter whether you are married or you have kids or you have whatever. Your dream is inside you, so you need to bring it out. You need to bring your dream out and become whoever you want to become. Because we, this generation, we want to prepare the way for the next generation to be better people.
Yeah.
The reason why the rich is getting richer and the poor is getting poorer is that the rich, they learn from their parents for the first 8 years and it become part of them for the rest of their life. Same as you. We learn from our poor parents for the first 8 years and it has become part of us. But lucky for us, or fortunately for us, we got social media, we've learned the good things and we want to be better.
Absolutely.
And so you need to always have it in mind. You want to be a better person. Thank you for having the time with us, and have a wonderful day. Today is Friday in Australia, and assalamu alaikum.
Okay. Bye, guys.
All right, bye bye, guys. All right.